Are we working? We're working! It's super loud. That was super loud, but we're working. I tell you what, there are times where I think to myself, on a day where like I'm coming up to Sydney, right? Traveling all day, and like I'm getting back and like I have 20 minutes at home before I start streaming. I should really just not stream. But then I want to stream because streaming is fun. My camera's not even in focus. That's a bit better. Thank you, Osman, whatever, for following. I don't know why you'd want to follow at this particular point. It's been absolutely awful. Hello, everybody. How are you going? Look, I can technically see the game from where I am, but freaking Melbourne has scored. Barely. I can barely see. You know what the last thing I needed was? The absolute last thing I needed? A try scored this early. That's absolutely outrageous, by the way. Because I have not got my sound set up whatsoever. I was focused on letting you guys actually be able to hear me. Then I was like, okay, yeah, maybe from that point we can focus on actually getting sounds going. It's 4-0. The video, there we go. Now my background's working properly. Oh my God. I didn't even know why you lot are still here. I would have clicked off ages ago, and I'm the one doing the stream. So the fact that 23 of you are still here really does go to show I can do anything. It really doesn't matter. You'll still watch, and that's absolutely mind-blowing to me. So thank you. 4-0 to the Storm. I'm going to get the timer set up in just a moment, and then we'll finally be settled in and ready to go. I tell you what, I have had just the weirdest 24 hours. And we will be getting into it. For those of you watching on Twitch, I am aware channel rewards are still disabled. I will enable some of them, because some of them I can do, but most of them are unfortunately limited to my setup in Canberra, which I do not have. For instance, background lights and all that stuff. So I've seen worse technical problems. Tiger, yeah, yes, sir, you have. Yes, sir, you absolutely have. But that's because you're from way back in the day. You're from way back in the day when we had severe issues with an old laptop that now fortunately we no longer have. I'm just going to fill you in while we've got a break and play. My internet was not working. I then plugged it in. Then my Ethernet was not working. I then plugged it in. Then I start the stream. My microphone wasn't working. I realized this was the worst part that took the most time. My setup, like all these graphics that you're seeing, were from Women's Origin still. I had it in Origin mode, as Meanie does get the kick. Goal for the Melbourne Storms is. I'll play the sound. Why not? Let's play the sound. I didn't play the sound for the tribe. We are the Storm from Melbourne Town. We'll blow the others off and crowd. We are the Storm and we're #1. Yeah. So I realized that wasn't working. So I then had to very, very quickly change all of that. And then microphone. For those asking how the Raiders game was yesterday, I actually wasn't there. I know a lot of people have assumed that I was. Because normally when I don't stream, it's because the Raiders are playing. But no, I was at a birthday party, which was very, very important for me to be at. Could not miss it, unfortunately. The music is super loud. I don't know why it's so loud. That's why you get the big bucks, baby. That's why you get the big bucks. Did you know I had it's insanely loud. Was by 50. I did not know you had McDonald's for dinner. Was by 50. That is absolute rugby league news to me. Wow. So sorry you guys had to hear that. I'm just sorting out all the volume. It's just the worst thing when you go to a different setup. I know it might not seem like the biggest deal, but for a streamer, everything that you have ever become used to is suddenly different, and it's like, anyway, we're here, we're set in. They're at that Olympic Park, and it is absolutely chucking down rain. What is chucking down more than rain out there, though, tonight is changes to the Bulldogs side before kickoff of today's game. Kiraz fullback, both wingers coming in, changing. You got Marcelo Montoya, you got Jethro Ridakama back from a shoulder reconstruction. You got Kurt Mann starting in the hooker position and captaining the side. It's all different. It's all different. I am aware that I'm dropping frames. Can't do anything about it. My bad, Jim. My bad. Oh, hello, Expert Ollie. How's it going? George, yes, that's like my favorite movie ever, arguably. All right. Wow, it's actually like genuinely chucking it. I don't have a good spot for me to put my iPad here. I tried to set it up and it just kept falling down. If the camera goes flying, it's because my iPad's fallen over. We'll just have to go with it as is. Wow. All right. Now that we're settled in, Sherry's in a little bit of space there down the side. I'm going to commentate this set, and then we're going to get into a more serious matter of Jai Arrow. Wow, the donations are flying. Thank you, Mario.
Did you see Wigan lost by 62 points overnight?
They lost by 62 points? By the way, it's super quiet, that alert. I'll turn that up. I did not know that. Who did they lose to? Dogs are knocked on, by the way, through Jacob Preston. Never should have been in Origin. That's a lie, by the way. I think he definitely should have. Yeah, so this is the first time I've gone live since the news that obviously shook the rugby league world. Jai Arrow being diagnosed with motor neuron disease. He has a very tough road ahead of him. I've looked a bit into it. The average life expectancy after diagnosis is only 2 to 3 years. You can go longer, but it's very tough. It's an awful diagnosis, and I don't know if yeah, sorry, Watson, I know the music is loud. I've literally been turning it down. It makes no sense. Spotify is just messing up. Anyway, I don't know if any of you saw the interview that Channel 9 did with him. But his speech is already impacted, and it is a tough watch, but I do recommend you seeing it. So the game is going to rally around him. I'm very confident of that. I know Billy Sater has spoken openly about making sort of the Origin series about a battler spirit that he's going to be personifying, and Wayne Bennett as well, you know, saying we're not just going to cut him loose or anything like that. So yeah, it's a tough moment for our game, and obviously Jai specifically, but there's nothing that anyone can say that isn't painstakingly obvious. Big bucks, baby. That's why you get the big bucks. So yeah, anyway,
if
that's
you
my
had
piece.
to sign one player for the Storm, who?
Nathan Cleary. That's the answer for any. Actually, maybe for them it's not, because they've got Jerome Hughes. Probably Payne Haas. I don't want to see him go to Souths. I hope the music level is okay now. Look, it's like I say, when you're streaming in a backup setup, everything is different, and we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Anyway, 10 minutes of the game is gone, and I'm finally going to actually get to commentate it. This is a weird old game. Unfortunately, I didn't get the chance to come on 5 minutes early and preview it like I normally do. But the Dogs obviously don't have the Origin impact that they're suffering. From memory, I can't think of a single dog that was picked for the Blues, or Maroons. I might be wrong, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. Obviously, some injuries and some droppings as well, seemingly, from the likes of Connor Tracy, as they get 6 more here, the Melbourne Storm. But Melbourne, who are in better form, do. They've got no Munster, they've got no Loiero, obviously Xavier Coates out injured, so there's a few little details for them to deal with. Critter, sorry, my bad, Critter, obviously Critter. Aside from Critter, though, then no. So it's a very interesting one to try and tip. I will put up a poll now so that you guys can tip. Did not get the chance to do that pre-stream, with literally everything breaking. Hull KR beat Wigan 62-4, if you're wondering. That's insane. Was it like arrested Wigan? Like, well, resting Wigan, excuse me. Penalty here to the Stormsers. I think Canterbury were favourites for this game from memory. I personally tipped Melbourne, I think. I don't know actually who I tipped. But it would be funny as hell if Melbourne win. Hey Leaguie, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I saw you at Magic Round. I had a hot dog with extra mustard and it tasted pretty bad. I was going to throw it at you, but then I saw Gordon Tallis. Well, interesting story. I'm glad Gordon Tallis seemingly saved me from mustard, because I despise mustard. But you should have come up and said hi. Would have been nice. Would have been happy to chat with you. C-Factor says, I'm shocked Kurtman wasn't called back for the Maroon squad. He at least deserves to be there over Loiero. Well, he's not the only guy that probably deserves to be there over Trent Loiero. But I've said my piece on that, and I'm currently in the process of editing the Maroons video. The Blues one did insanely well. I thought that would be a bit of a nothing video. I thought, like, everyone's already said their piece. But it is by far my best performing video in a very long time. So Tiger says, the Channel 9 interview almost had me in tears. Of course, yeah. Anyone with a conscience there would have been emotionally impacted by that. I've got an interesting, like, I know I obviously talk a lot about media and stuff in our game, and this feels weird to say, and it's not at all like a relevant point, but I have seen a lot of people kind of taking the chance to grandstand a little bit and be like, you know, this is bigger than the game, and we need to stop and put our differences aside. I've seen a lot of people say things that I'm like, is that not painstakingly obvious? You're not trying to get brownie points or something that, like, yeah, anyone with human decency knows that this is bigger than the game. It's not like we're all going to sit here and go, yeah, what a revolutionary point you're making. Wow, you're such a good person for thinking MND is bigger than rugby league. Anyway, it's such a tangential point, just something that I've thought of. That might be the worst pass I've ever seen there, by the way, out of dummy half. Intercepted there by Marcelo Montoya. And respectfully, when Marcelo Montoya is reading your defensive plays, you are in absolute rugby league trouble. Absolute rugby league trouble. Question, what do you picture in my mind when you read my comments? I imagine you see a Bobcat and doppelganger complete with a Kubra and bootstrapped covered in Cowboys merch. I picture a tennis ball that has a bird head. And those who are in my Discord will understand why. You going to Origin? I am going to State of Oranges, yes, on Wednesday, which is why I'm up in Sydney. All right, up to the halfway line here are the Dogs. Man out of dummy half, giving it now to find Lockie Galvin. I'm looking at the crowd out there. It's not the biggest, but nor would you necessarily expect it to be. Friday 8 p.m. you could, actually. It's not a Friday 6 p.m. But Origin impacted, terrible form. It goes to what I said about Dogs fans, doesn't it? They're there when you're winning. The Gangsty says, you made my life letting me meet you at Magic Round, and I don't say that this often. I was waiting for you to figure out it was me and quote, well, hello, my tongue-in-cheek wife. I don't remember specifically which one was you. Did you mention it to me? No, I met an insane amount of people at Magic Round. It was the best time I've ever had. So yeah, I cannot wait to do it all again in 12 months' time. All right, that kick, it's looking good. Oh, is that a cheeky 40-20? Oh, it's being put back in field. Melbourne are going to score here. Oh, no. Oh, Moses Leo. They prevented a 40-20, but they conceded a 4-pointer. Melbourne Storm are in for their second. Wow. Look, last time I saw that happen, I believe, was Blake Ferguson putting the ball back in field in the Sydney Roosters days to playing against the Broncos, and Corey Oates swooped on that ball. This one was Jacob Carraz to Moses Leo, 10-0 Melbourne Storm. Wowzers. Oh, Jacob Carraz is going to be hoping that his foot was over the sideline there to save a try, but I don't think it was. Moses Leo, easiest try he will ever score. That is pretty diabolical, you three. It's pretty diabolical. Thoughts on Titans playing in Las Vegas? Well, I've had a very strong opinion about Vegas and its international marketability for a very long time. Thank you, Tom, for following. We are not really doing it the way I would have liked, but you need a place name to be marketable.
That's why you get the big bucks.
Well, I can't even talk through all the donations.
How good are the high points on NSW vid also roast?
I don't actually know what the high points are at the moment on the New South Wales vid. You might know now that you mention it. But as the kick is converted, the views are insanely good, and the click-through rate is insanely good. I went through a different style with my title, and I think it really worked out. I also edited it slightly differently as well, but I won't give away my secrets there. So, yeah, it was. It's good, and I hope the Queensland one will do, somewhat well as well. What was I saying before that? Vegas, yes. You need having a team or 4 teams come over from a sport that isn't known at all in America, and you're like, come watch the Roosters, the Warriors, the Dragons, and the Tigers play each other. That doesn't mean anything. That's just mascots. But if you say, come have New Zealand, Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne play against each other, that means something to them. So the Dolphins literally not having a place name, I think might have had its impact there. So what's your favorite burger? Chicken burger. Oh, I needed that. Oh, I so needed that. All right, 12 points to nil it is. 24 minutes left inside this first half. Run there from so far longer up to the just over the 40-meter line. Trent Tolau playing dummy half is normally a halfback. Came over from Penrith for this season, but filling in for Harry Grant there today with no Tyron Wishart there. Oh yeah, it's going to be very exciting. I'll probably do a little meet and greet outside the stadium or something beforehand. I'll mention where I am. So it would be cool to see you again. Nobody knows where Redcliffe is, though. Yeah, sure, but they didn't need to be the Redcliffe Dolphins. They could have been the Brisbane Dolphins or the South Queensland Dolphins or whatever. But yeah, look, it would have still been less than ideal. But with the comparison being with the Titans, I think Gold Coast is more marketable than or even Redcliffe. Wasn't Tola playing 6? Maybe he's more versatile than Russell Smith. All right. Right now, the dummy half here from Lockie Galvin. He kicks it on the 4th. So Fa'alongo, is he going to watch it go dead? Or I think it might have touched Fa'alongo. I think it did touch him, but I don't think he played at it. Okay, no, it's going to be a goal line dropout. Owen Paddy should have had a loan to the Storm. Well, they only really need a hooker throughout this origin period, in fairness. Bloke says, I don't care if Bulldogs lose, I just want to see effort and heart, which would be a massive improvement from weeks gone by. That Porto try that you conceded at Magic Round was still one of the worst that I have ever seen. It was truly diabolical. That was an interesting dropout. It didn't really land long or short range, but a mid-range dropout can be effective in terms of getting a lot of hang time in the air and preventing the opposition from really winding up and charging at you. It means you're doing a fundamentally softer tackle, so it's not a bad option, really, when it works out like that. But when you give away 6 again, like they just have the Dogs, the Storm, it completely erases all that. When do the Dogs have a bye? They desperately need to reset because they're completely shattered. Well, they had one in round 2. I don't think they have one for another few weeks from memory. Shout out to Ipswich Junior Gabriel Satrick debuting tonight. He's a dummy half. Well, there we go. He'll get his opportunity. I remember him from the trials, I believe. Anyway, it is really chucking down rain there. They're halfway through this set. Tupanua close to the line. He's a bit of a try scorer. Satili doesn't quite get there this time. Man, at the back to find Lockie Galvin. We'll now find Matt Burton. Kicking behind on the 4th. Suafalongo is there and won't be caught in goal. Good result there for the Melbourne Storm. C-Pandem says, I think they should have sent teams over that have big rivalries with each other to play in Vegas. If you really want to show off the game, showing games that are guaranteed to be entertaining to very fickle and easily bored Americans will be a better idea. We have a knock-on, by the way, from the Melbourne Storm. I disagree with what C-Pandem said, but he's going to send another message afterwards, so I will hear out the rest of his argument as the Dogs have a full attacking set in front of them here. Man, we'll find Matty Burton, had King on the inside, but just runs himself. Sherry's going to be in at dummy half. Going now himself sort of towards the middle of the field. We'll just take a tackle. So a bit of a settler there from the center. On the second here, Dogs with a really good opportunity here to attack. Galvin at the back now. They've got space here. Tuala going himself and he slid over. He slid over. I don't think it's double movement. I think momentum's got him there. But the ball looks a little bit loose. He switched hands for some reason. Well, it's a try for now, but we might have a bit to look at there. Let's have a look at this. He was bold going for it himself. He had an unmarked winger outside him in Marcelo Montoya. But went himself here inside Russell Smith. I feel like momentum gets him over. But he switched hands as he was grounding the ball, which is just, it's an absolute no-no. Kind of rolled free, but I think it's a try. I think it's a try. C Phantom's other comment. What was the second half of it? Because it's an interesting debate, which I've very often spoken about. Oh, wait, was it on Twitch? I'm looking on YouTube. Did you see Hasler shaved his head? I did not see that. He's got like the most glorious hair of anyone in the game. That's such a shame. He said, send team sets like South Roosters, Manly Storm, Broncos, Cowboys, games that would be far better to watch. The teams that have no history against each other like Titans v Eels. Hard disagree. And there's a reason why that will never happen. It is because Vegas itself is a draw card, and the rivalries themselves are a draw card. By combining them, you're effectively missing out on one dominant, entertaining match day. You want to spread those things out. But also, if we are doing it for international marketability, the Americans don't know what the rivalries are or particularly care about the history of the rivalries. As Matt Burton converts that, we have a ball game on our hands. So you might as well just send over 2 teams who are going to put in a hopefully entertaining game. But we're beyond that now. We're up to the last batch of teams who have only gone once. Before next year is the final year of Vegas under the current contract, and we'll have some teams who are going for their second time. So we're going to get the scraps of whatever's left over. But yeah, I think the rivalries are not necessarily important. A side should be up to play in Vegas regardless. So I don't think they'll need the rivalry to help them with that. Excuse me. I just missed completely what Jake Duke said. Broken forearm to who? I saw you started acting very awkward, which my dad quoted before saying hi and having a chat with you for a bit before the Roosters game. I went back to my seat, aka the bathroom. I cried of joy. I think I remember you. The weekend's a bit of a blur, but I remember your dad having a conversation with me. That's all right. I'm very flattered. Throughout my entire childhood, I thought it would be so cool to be one day someone that people want to get a photo with, and that, someone that people would get a kick out of meeting. Completely egotistical reasoning behind that, by the way. But to live out that dream is incredibly flattering. So, broken forearm was Preston. He's already been playing injured. Oh no. Oh, Jacob Preston. Jeez, that's a big loss for the doggies. Big loss for the doggies. By the way, I don't know if it's just my screen. I think it's probably the lights at Olympic Park, but it looks like the saturation is just turned up massively of the colors of this game. It's crazy. Pressed off, so real, Madsen. So real. Very, very true. I keep turning away, and I'm because normally I've got my microphone like here, and I'm like, I should not be talking this way. I need to talk into my mic, but I've got the little one. Got the little one today. Yeah, see, Phantom, I reckon we would. All right, see, Galvin will find Marcelo Montoya. Lots of interesting changes for the Dogs, and they had to happen, and I like them all, to be honest. I like Jethro coming back. Burton pinning the ears back. Montoya obviously was dropped, so, bringing him back is not maybe the most exciting thing, but I do definitely think that Kiraz at fullback is the way to go, almost from here on out. Did you know that Rex Bathingthwaite is eligible for Mauritius? I am going to say that you're lying to me, based on a number of things. One, that's very unlikely. And two, pretty much everything you ever say is untrue. So, yeah. All right. Oh, far longer. Oh, my God. The stepping that this kid's capable of. And a bit of a high shot on him. And that's going to be a penalty. What a result there for the Melbourne Storm. This is so weird. But I am actively going for the Storm in this. There's a few reasons. One, it's funny watching the Dogs lose. Two, I never left the bandwagon of Melbourne are making the final. It's not a bandwagon, sorry. I've never left the camp of Melbourne are making the finals, so it'd be funny to see them make the finals. Because I cannot predict anything in this game, as my preseason predictions would show. So it'd be nice to get that right. Rib injury for Warbrick. How far behind am I, by the way? Am I far behind enough for it to be a problem? Because I'm now hearing the Warbrick news, and someone reacted to that earlier. I saw Silfat Lungo in a cafe after me and my mum got in a fight. Well, I hope that helped brighten up your day after that happened. Hello, Rex. Rex messaged me earlier today saying, asking how he can get a shout out in one of my videos. And I was like, well, I don't really do that. But when I do live streams, I read out usernames. So there we go. Hope you're happy. Hope you're happy. All right, here come the Stormsters on the fourth. 60 minutes left to go in the first half. Hughes deep into the line. Oh, there's a huge hole there. Respectfully, that is terrible defense. Drove Hughes, Josh King. The gap was there, and Josh King could have driven a chariot through that one. All he had to do was run through Melbourne Storm, get their third. Absolutely huge moment in this first half, because the Dogs had a real sniff, being only one converted try down. But geez, that defense, that's just not it at all. You let a front rower run through a hole like that, yikes. Matt says, wow, you read DMs, you don't read mine. I'm sorry, I try, but earlier on in my YouTube career, I was like respond to every single DM kind of guy. But it got to a point, and some of you would know this, where like, say I'll open up Discord or whatever, and I have 15 unread DMs. As soon as I respond to one, that person will reply immediately. So even though I've responded, it goes back to 15. I can never get on top of it, and that's an inherently like very kind of stressful thing for someone. So it feels like a what's the dude is I think is it in Greek mythology or is it in the Bible? I don't know. It's one of the two. I should know as a Catholic. I think it might be Greek mythology, but who's pushing a stone up a hill, and like the hill's infinite. He can let go at some point, but the stone will run him over and he'll die. So he just has to keep pushing up. Not maybe that bad, but it's that kind of vibe. So Sisyphus, that's it. Yes, that's the dude I'm thinking of. So yeah, I for that reason, I still try my best, but I can't look at them all. Someone said just watch the Jaira interview and they're in tears. I'm sorry, I missed the username. The chat moved on. Oh, it's Will. Yeah, look, I would recommend anyone who hasn't seen it to watch it, but it's tough viewing. But it's resilient viewing. He's got a very positive mindset about it, and everyone's entitled to do their own thing. But I feel not that you owe it to him, but that it's a real sign of respect to Jairo to hear what he has to say, you know, about it. Because we obviously do a lot of talking about it, but it's nice to hear him out as well. So, yeah. In person, you look like the Leaguie. Well, you said it looked different in person, which I'm kind of curious about. All right, Tolau's in the dummy half. He's really, you know what? He's doing what Jake Friend used to do after every single tackle. Arms up in the air. Jake Friend absolutely loved doing that one. Loved doing it. Unrelated, but I'm filthy. Fa'alongo is ineligible for Origin due to coming through Victorian pathways. His skills are made for that arena, regardless of if he plays for Maroons or Blues. We'll see him play for Samoa for 10 years. I'm perfectly fine with that. It is like, you know, I hear what you're saying for sure, and I know where you're coming from. I'm not saying he should be eligible. But yeah, it'd be nice if he was a Blue, not so nice if he was a Queenslander, but I love the fact that a player that is that high quality has come through Victoria. That's a very nice feather in the cap of the Melbourne Storm's development. So, yeah. Your hair was fluffy in person. Well, yeah, Dean, I did not have a good hair day when I recorded with you, which I did not realize until I watched the video. So, yeah, not my finest hour, unfortunately. Big kick from Matty Burton, and it's just going to bounce dead, I think, here. Nick Meaney, will he let it go? Yes, he has the patience too. The former Bulldog, now at the Storm, future Bear, lets that one go. I reckon he would have caught that on the fall had the kick not been so difficult to take, and it ended up giving away a 20-meter restart. So George Dragons fan is happy that Arsenal won the Premier League. I thought I'd care more, you know, to be honest. I feared this my whole childhood, that whenever Arsenal won the league, just the internet would become a awful place to be because of all the Arsenal fans in comment sections and that, just, you know, having a go at everyone else, because they're so loud anyway, Arsenal fans. But once they actually had success, I thought it would be next level. But I think it's actually been drowned out by everyone just being sad that Arsenal won the league. So it's actually been nice. It's been nice. Fa'alongo being ineligible is honestly best for the game. It means that finally Melbourne's starting to get some local support. Yeah, that's sort of what I mean. And not just local support, but local development. Because you see a lot, I mean, obviously the comparison is AFL in Sydney, and we see a lot of it here. So it's nice to finally get something happening down there in Melbourne. Oh, Pepsi Max is so bloody nice, man. Oh my days, it's nice. Yeah, Lorenzo, as I say, before the game at Origin, because I'll be arriving a little early, I'll, outside the ground, I'll say, you know, I'm outside gate, whatever, D or something. Come meet me if you like. I'll put it in the Discord. Alrighty. Solid run there from Bronson Sherry, fellow Menai boy. Pleasure to be back in Menai myself. Now Kuraz at a dummy half, wearing number 2. It's very confusing. Look, for the commentators like us, to have fullbacks wearing 2 and wingers wearing all kinds of different numbers. Galvin with a good run now, up over the halfway line. Dummies has to surrender there because of the run from his, I think it was the back rower there. Bolle is also Melbourne Junior. Yes, there's been a few. There's been Mahi Fanua back in the day. I swear there's another currently playing, but yes, Fanua Bolle is. Favorite unrectangular stadium? You count Wembley as a rectangle? It's pretty oval. You would. Well, MCG probably. Oh, SCG holds a special place in my heart, being a home ground where the Roosters won a premiership, so. Yes, Southampton spying on the opposition. So this is really interesting from like a sporting perspective, even if you're not interested in football. So Southampton, they got relegated from the Premier League last year and qualified for the Championship playoffs, but have been kicked out of the Championship playoffs after they've been caught to be spying throughout the season on opposition training sessions. And the coach, who was the person that instigated it, he's come from overseas, and he maintains, he doesn't deny that the spying happened, but he maintains that he didn't know it was against the rules because overseas, where he coached before, it was completely fine. And it makes you kind of wonder, like obviously with the NRL, I feel that we're a lot behind that kind of elite level of competition that we see in European soccer as, Redekama in a bit of space, pinning the ears back, jumps over Farlongo, sideline, it's absolutely beckoning. Does so well to stay in the field to play there, Jethro. That's incredible. But yeah, I don't know if we're at that level of spying yet, but I'd love to see how the NRL would deal with that kind of situation. Oh, knock on there from Max King. That's poor after a brilliant break from Rinakama. I rate Rinakama so highly, and unfortunately, I don't know, actually, I was going to say unfortunately we'll see him at the World Cup because players will pull out, but he might be at a stage now with Nongani Tuase probably not playing in the World Cup because he's going to Union. He might be at a stage now where he is genuinely a first choice pick for Fiji. So it would be awesome to see him take part in that. How wasn't that a restart or bin? The tackle on Rinakama, well be honest, did not stand out to me, but was kind of reading chat as well. Thoughts on Ocon getting punted from F1? That's news to me. Tell me about it. You are so behind you don't know World War II started. Okay, well I'll try and refresh, but I'm just on the usual thing. Currently, seeing Howarth get tackled now as playing the ball. Trello in at dummy half now, giving it to Jerome Hughes, who kicks it high up into the air to find Rinakama underneath, who doesn't come down with it, but it's back, I think. We've got a blow of a penalty here, and it's going to be in favour of the Melbourne Storm. I wonder if they're tempted to take the 2 here, go out to a 14-point lead. I know that's what I would be doing. Mark would probably play for Australia, not Fiji. Yes, if he were to be selected. Did my stream just cut out? It looked like my stream just cut out. Yeah, what I read out, I don't know if my stream cut out there. It kind of looked like it, but Mark, yeah, if he was picked for Australia, would play for Australia, but he has expressed that if he isn't picked for Australia, he'd be keen to play for Fiji. I'm getting some error messages from YouTube at the moment about the quality of my stream, but it all looks good on my end, so I'm going to assume it's fine. If I'm buffering and stuff, just let me know and I'll try and fix it. While I'm worrying about that, Jerome Hughes is low-key knocking the ball on, so... Yeah, brilliant work there for Jack Underhill. Look at that. He debuted at Magic Round, but geez, sometimes you get a young kid coming through the system who just gives a bit of a spark early on in his career. What a hit, son. What a hit. Isn't Marky Mark going back to Rugby Union next year? Yes, he is. But I don't expect he'll play in the World Cup as a result of going back to Rugby Union. quite often we see players, I think it happened with Leaguie from memory, who just want to get started straight away in rugby union. All right. Why did the try thing say presented by Dean? Because, well, I do intend to change up the animation soon. But Dean was pretty much my only donator back in the day. So he was essentially the only monetary income source I had on YouTube. And so I feel that presented by Dean was nice. Sua tore his calf? No, I wanted to see him play center. That was so goofy. By the way, I won't say her name because she'll wake up, but a certain little doggo that you guys know and love is currently asleep underneath my desk, and it might be the most adorable thing I've seen in my entire life. Just want you to know that. That's the best and worst haircuts in the NRL. There's a dude, he signed for the Dogs last year. Maybe it is Underhill, I don't know, but a dude with an absolutely god-awful haircut. Big old mullet. Hayward now finding Burton. This is nice play from the Doggies. Keep it through the hands. It's still got one more to go here. I think Mark has a very nice haircut, the curly hair. Galvin to find Burton. Cut out pass. Oh no, he should have gone the cut out pass. But he went one out and then found an Nari Tuala. And it's just a changeover. Correct, Sea Phantom. Correct. Leaguie, I'd donate to you if I had money. That's all right, Rex. That's all right. It's all good. Yeah, it's Underhill. He got it slightly fixed. Okay. That checks out. Then I was like, surely it was him. I remember it looking like him. But yeah, okay. He's definitely improved the haircut then. I remember it being so egregious that it was in my 2025 NRL Rewind, despite him literally not playing a single NRL game. Kick here from Hughes. It was on the 40. It's angled quite nicely. I won't go for a 40-20. Might not have been ruled a 40-20 anyway from where he kicked it. But Montoya now fending away from a few. Really back into it here, Marcelo. He's got a point to prove. You know, a veteran at this point in his career, but dropped from first grade due to being a bit of a liability, which he was. Back in first grade now with the chance against the Melbourne Storm side who are out for blood, evidently. Excuse me. Leaguie, someone said there's a donation page to Giant Arrow. Is that true? Not that I know of. But I don't know if I should say this. I feel donating to the cause, in my personal opinion, donating to the cause rather than maybe to Jai specifically is the way to go. Because there's a lot of people out there diagnosed with the same disease in a significantly worse financial position than a representative level footballer. So do what you want with your money and absolutely donate. If there's a way to donate to JRO, it would be a very, very good cause. But yeah, I think your donation could maybe be more effectively spent on MND research as a whole, in my opinion. Leaguie, I remember you talking about memberships a while ago. What's happening with that? Yeah, it's all ready to go. I could press a button and start it today, but I've got a plan of how I'm going to launch that, which involves making a really big video, which I've been tossing and turning over for the last month about whether I'm going to make that video or not. I think I've decided I will, but I need to be very careful about how I do it. The reality is it's still probably a while away because I want to get this video right, because it's going to have probably a really, really huge impact on my career and my future in content. So, yeah. Look at that, Underhill up over the halfway line. He has Cult Hero just like written all over him here. Galvin now for Burton. There's a lot of space around him. That's a solid 20-meter run there from Matty Burton. Solid run. All right. Now Galvin. Now finding Hayes. Now Kiraz. On Jai Arrow. So it's been a big movement content creators have put together to have Jai July, where every try it's $1,000 donation to either Jai Arrow or MND. And it's been getting a lot of support. Oh, that kick, wow, angled weirdly. yeah, lots of support, lots of people throwing their voices behind it. Not a lot of people throwing their money behind it. Interestingly, people are very keen to get up and say, yeah, I support MND. NRL, you should do this, without looking at the quantity of tries that are scored nowadays and the amount of money that the NRL would then be giving up. I just find stuff like that kind of interesting. But anyway, it would, if it were to happen, it would be a tremendous cause. But I find it funny, activists who spend others' resources rather than their own. So it's the Knights the only club in the NRL to get the Wayne Bennett leaving effect and the Adam O'Brien effect. The two of those combined, yes, but they're definitely not the only team to suffer after Wayne Bennett left. Well, I don't know what that's a reference to, Lorenzo. Although it sounds like the theme tune of a late night TV show, and I'm very sad about late night TV shows. My favorite show in the world, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, ended today. And Paul McCartney was apparently on the last episode, who's my favorite. Like, Stephen Colbert is my favorite person in media, but Paul McCartney might be like my favorite person. So that's an incredible crossover event for me, but I'm going to cry my eyes out watching it. I've watched that show for over half a decade, and I adore it. So barely missed an episode in that time. Leaguie should do a rugby league show in the Ed Sullivan Theatre. Hey, I jump at the chance, but I don't think so. There is halftime. There is halftime. It's looking like on YouTube I'm no longer live currently, so I don't know if you can still see me or not. Twitch should be able to. Twitch looks good, but YouTube does not. Now I'm back. Madsen says I miss David Letterman. You must have been around a while then. Madsen, Letterman was decently long ago. Can someone on YouTube confirm to me whether or not I'm cutting in and out? It doesn't look like it. But if I am, I will try and fix it. If not, I won't actively do anything. Okay. We back? YouTube is saying it's not receiving enough data. But I haven't changed any settings, so it might just be my internet, which I can't control, unfortunately. I can up the amount of info that YouTube's receiving. You're cutting in out on Twitch, but damn, my internet should be good. I will. Now that it's halftime, I will try and fix that. Oh, you all heard the hell out of that. Now that it's halftime, I'll try and fix. Okay, you can hear me now. That's so annoying you can't hear me when I switch to a different page. What the hell? I'm going to try and switch again. Let's see if it works. Okay, we're good. We're good. Literally, just nothing's working today. Not a single thing is working today. I'm on an ultra widescreen monitor as well. No, not NRL grid. I will fix the proportions of this. Don't worry. There we go. Oh, it's all a disaster. It's all an absolute certifiable rugby league disaster, ladies and gentlemen. But we're making it work. We are making it work. Can we have the Leaguie Games transition? Sure. I will set it to be the Leaguie Games transition. You ready? Watch this. Wow! Wow! It is a cooler one, I think, than the Leaguie one. All right, this is the current NRL grid for today. For those of you who are new, we are looking for a player from the NRL era, 1998 onwards, who fits in each of the boxes. So, for instance, if you can find a player who's played for the Titans and has played 10 plus State of Origin games, let me know in the chat and say Jared Hayne, top left. And then I will put Jared Hayne in there. We're looking for the most obscure player, the best. Leaguie, if you had to rank Mediterranean countries, which one would be your most and least favorite? Most favorite would probably be Canada. Least, Japan. For obvious reasons, but I won't say why. RCG, top left. It's actually a pretty good call. Yeah, that's a good call. We have one refresh. Oh, of course, it wouldn't come on that. Regan Campbell-Gillan. I can spell. Ooh, Coco wants to leave the room. One moment. We're so back. Has he played 10? That's my only concern. NRL Premium Plus sends its regards. Shout out that community. One of my favorites on the internet. Yeah, we'll go with this. LOL. Does not have 10 origins. Does not have 10 origins. Okay. Jared Hayne would. Greg Bird would. Who? Tino would? Yeah, Tino would. Preston Campbell? I don't know. I don't remember him playing Origin, but that was before my time. Wallace, I don't think would have 10 Origins. I'm going to have to go with like Greg Bird, I think. Greg Bird. It's just a safe option. I think it's going to do better than Tino. 12.7. W geography, although Canada's in North America, Japan is in Asia. I mean, I was close though, right? I was close. Sam Walker left middle. I'm going to be so real. I don't think Sam Walker's played 10 plus states of origin, given that he's debuting now, unfortunately. Jared Hayne definitely would have worked to that because this is a Jared Hayne themed one. Riley Jacks, Titans on halfback. Bang, Jacks. Send it. Love that. Jared Hayne, teammate at the and played for the Titans. God, what seasons did he play there? It was like 2018-ish. I'm frozen? Guys, I'm going to be real. If I'm frozen, I can't do anything about it. It's my internet quality. I will not hold it against you if you want to leave. Totally fine. I would probably leave at this point if I was you. I'm going to keep streaming because it's fun. But it's a limitation of Optus. Literally. Shout out to them. So, yeah, I can't do anything about it, unfortunately. Not within my control. The one thing. Back in a moment. Am I still, like, frozen? I can see that I'm dropping a hell of a lot of frames. Okay. I've done something which I'm gonna be real, I don't think is going to actually have a positive effect, but it's something different. I've changed from Ethernet to Wi-Fi. That seems like a bad move, but Ethernet was evidently not working, so yeah. Zane Harrison would have been a good shout for this one. I can't really, this is pushing my mind. LG might have been there, but we've already used a refresh. I'm gonna go with Ash Taylor. Yeah. Left middle, Cam Smith. Yeah, he would definitely have it. Might be a high score. I want to leave that one maybe till last. If you're frozen, just throw it out. That is how internet works. If only I had thought of that. Floptus, real, unless they sponsor me, but they probably won't. I'm gonna try and think of some of the Parramatta ones. Para in 10 plus seats of origin. Regan Campbell-Gillow. Looks like it's getting worse, actually, the internet. It's getting way worse. I'm plugging Ethernet back in. Your mate Malcolm Turnbull ruined the NBN. He's definitely not my mate, although he's a Roosters fan, if that's what you mean. But he's definitely... Okay, Bren's getting good at connection. OBS? Okay, we're back. We're back. I made a change that I think will help massively. So that's what we're going with now. I'm not dropping any frames. Everything looks good. We're at 60 FPS. Okay. Yeah, we will go with Cam Smith left middle, because you have been saying that for ages, and it's definitely correct. So there we go. Oh, a few of those are not correctly awarded from memory. Are they? No, they're not. But anyway. Sean Combs, middle right. I do not think Sean Combs played first grade. Okay. Jared Hayne teammate and 100 plus point season. Kane LG, I'm telling you, would have done it. Back at Parramatta, Chris Sando. He was a goal kicker, right? Was he a goal kicker? It's high scores anyway. All right. Fergo might have got 10 state of origins for this one here. Hayne teammate and Parrot Josh Hoffman. Send it. Bang. Do you know who Sean Combs is? Yes, I know who Sean Combs is. Because you have an unhealthy obsession with this one particular nonce. Ponga left middle. I don't know if he would have 10 origin appearances. He might actually. But he's been injured a lot. But anyway, we've got that finished. Who is that behind you? That is an NRL ball. Sam Walker, right middle? Yes. Probably. Bang. We need to get these remaining answers quickly. Para and played halfback. This I can do. Hawkins. Dean Hawkins is a shout and a half. But I want to see if I can go with the Dean Hawkins of a yesteryear. Oh, they're running out. Okay, we're sending Hawkins. Dino. Para and 10 plus seats of origin. They're all bad. Every Parramatta player ever has been terrible. I'm going to go with Ferguson, but I'm really not confident about it. Yeah. Hayne teammate, 100 point season. I don't think has Moses played 10 origins? I don't think Moses would have played 10 origins. Middle one, I'm going to go with Siwa Wong. Yeah. No, wow, that's devastating. I really thought Siwa Wong was a Jared Hayne teammate who played 100, or had 100 plus points in a season. That's devastating. Can't believe I didn't get it. In fairness, you guys didn't exactly help with that either. What am I looking at here? Haile Finau, Tom Gilbert, Josh Adokar, would he have... He was not a Hayne teammate. Gilbert, Iongi, please. Adokar would have worked for 10 plus origins, actually. Fair. That one crossed the mind. Sorry, didn't cross the mind. Alright. Renault Middle, I think he played there. I wouldn't have been a teammate of Haynes. There's the kickoff for the second half, if you want to sync up with me. It is 18 points to 6. Melbourne well and truly on top, and I think probably if they get the next points in this game, they will win this game. Alrighty. Quick reminder that Hayne was once talking to a high schooler and accidentally showed no content on the projector to the whole school. That I was not aware of whatsoever. That's actually egregiously funny. As harmful as it potentially could be, that's really, really amusing. Like it is. It is. Thoughts on Parramatta's Pink Ladies? I don't know what that is. Pink Lady is a kind of apple. I know bull, but not apples. All right. Oh, we got an offload back there, was it? That was a crazy offload. Back to 5-day charging Renakama. Shout out Jethro. I love Jethro, and I know I glazed over a bit in the first half, but one of the main reasons I like Jethro is that on the Montoya's podcast, Marcelo asked his wife Taylor if Marcelo died and she had to go out with another Bulldogs player, who would she go out with? And she said Jethro because he seems like a really nice boy. And I was like, yeah, he does seem like a really nice boy. Have you always worn the mic? No. I'm wearing the mic because I'm away from my setup in Canberra and I can't bring the big podcast microphone with me. It weighs an incredible amount. So yeah, can't bring it up for short term. Alrighty. Now in the hands of Matty Burton. Holds the ball out, keeps it going himself. Oh, runs himself as well, breaks through. Jeez, it was an important tackle there from Alec McDonald. Hayward's in at dummy half. Now to find Lockie Galvin. Short ball, Tupanua, bang. What a pass from Galvin. And you could tell he was really up and about there in back play. He knew as soon as that ball went, Tupanua hit it like an absolute freight train. Dogs hit back. They love it out there in Doggy Town. That is not a phrase that is ever used, but I have just coined it. So that's what we're going to go with. They needed to score. They needed to hit back. I believe if Melbourne had got to 24-6, I think that's curtains. But that was beautiful there. After a really good run from Matty Burton as well. Short ball to find the back row of Tupanua, who's marked up against Russell Smith, on debut. Excuse me. Tupanua is a try scorer. And managed to get one there quite easily. 18 points to 10, kick to come. Leaguie, thoughts on the Netherlands? Never been there. Would love to go sometime. Are you in Sydney for now till the Origin game? Yes, I am. Also, confirmation, I will not be streaming Women's Origin 3, nor Men's Origin 1. Obviously, I'll be at Men's Origin 1. Reason why I'm not doing Women's Origin 3, I am with some friends in Sydney that day, and I will be traveling back to Canberra while the game is on. If it had been a decider, I would have changed my schedule and streamed it. But because we're already up 2-0, I'll just, yeah. And I'm also always so behind anyway that there's kind of no point. Russell Smith played one game before it was the game the side he debuted in. My bad. I assumed he was on debut because I had not seen his name before, but evidently his second game. They get that goal. It is now 12 points to the Dogs, and they're looking all right there. The attack has been their Achilles heel, but they've come up with points really when demanded of them. Why is there a massive UK flag in the background? That's not good. That's not good. We're an independent nation. Thoughts on our chat at Magic Round? It was very pleasant. Very lovely. I don't have any deep analysis to give about it. It was good, Tiger. It was fun. As a man raised in the Netherlands, are you able to grow an immaculate tulip field? Well, that's misinformation. The Netherlands isn't a real country. However, if we want to overlook that, no. Also, still no. Thoughts on Alberta to hold non-binding referendum on staying in Canada? What? News to me. Jesus, I didn't know that there was a cultural separation between Alberta and the rest of Canada. Interesting. Kat says, I knew it, your misogyny's come to light. And you know what's funny about that? This just personifies all of my live streams. I have absolutely no idea what she's referencing there. Not a clue. I can't tell you what I was saying 10 seconds ago. I don't remember. This is just a continuous stream of thought. So it's just really hilarious out of context for me to read that. Good run from the Dogs there. They got it to Bronson Sherry in the end, but a very solid gain on that play. Burton hoisted up in the air. It's being chased through hard here by Carraz. Goes up for it far longer, comes down with it though. Both teams 20 out of 23 completion. High quality game. And you'd expect maybe with those stats that you'd see more points. But it's nice to see, you know, a side not hitting 20 before the halftime break. The only thing New South Wales will be up to 0 on is garbage team picks. Or women's state of origin. But yeah, sure. See, this is the thing about origin trash talk, at least when it comes to me this year. I quite simply agree. Like any Queenslander saying, oh, Blues are bad, or you're not going to win, or like you've got no hope, you don't get origin. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not gonna give you anything back. I'm just sad. I'm really not looking forward to it at all. I am deeply dreading game 1. I'm going to be deeply upset. I know it. So there's just no point really engaging with me in it. It's just depressing. So Watson says, yeah, I can't dispute much. Literally, it's just, yeah. Bro, our coach said in the press conference that he didn't pick Jackson Ford because Jackson Ford can't cover an edge when Jackson Ford has played 108 NRL games on an edge. Do you know how mental that is? Forward pass, by the way. Dogs are carving them at the moment, though. Absolutely carving them. Damn. If the Netherlands isn't a real country, what is Belgium? That Belgium is the real country. The Netherlands is the psyop, but it's actually all Belgium. The gang seat will be real. I don't really take much out of Donald Trump's mouth to be factual, so I don't know that he has genuinely done that, but he just does what he wants, and it's deeply upsetting. I spoke earlier about how my favorite TV show, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, is coming to an end. And really, I haven't felt lost of anything much in my life, thankfully. But I'm kind of grieving. I really am grieving it, which feels weird to say, but it's literally a part of my daily life, that show, and I love it so deeply. So a part of me's gone, which is sad. And it's as a indirect result of him, and that really annoys me. So anyway, thank you, Hendon, for following. Maybe a fellow Stephen Colbert enthusiast. We're gonna get a captain's challenge here. Challenge from the Melbourne Stormsers, because the Dogs are up and about at the moment. It's an important, I think, time to maybe win a challenge here for the Melbourne Storm if they can get it. Let's see here. Ball, well, yeah. He definitely tried to flick it backwards. If it contacts a Bulldog here, I still think it would be backwards off the Storm, would it not? Smart guy complimenting his own animations. I am going to get around to changing them. Nothing against them. They're really good, but I just want to see what I can play around with. Might be inconclusive. Smart guy, yeah, I spoke about Jairo earlier. I won't harp on it. So yeah, but I've sort of said my piece. will be inconclusive. I'd rather watch Ellen DeGeneres show. Well, that's unfortunately a poor decision to make. I guarantee this will be a difficult dichotomy for Blues fans. The last thing you want is to lose another Origin series to Queensland. Yet if New South Wales wins, you probably extend daily for at least another 2 years. I was of that opinion, but I've since changed my mind. I've come to a realization. No matter what, Ivan Cleary will be New South Wales Blues coach in 2028. I believe that. So, if we win, okay, we might extend Daly 1 year, but I think would bring on Ivan Cleary anyway. If we lose, I think we might not be bothered sacking Daly to bring in someone for 1 year and then get Ivan Cleary. We might. Maybe a Boyd Cordner would be content being head coach for 1 year and then immediately going back to being assistant coach. But it kind of makes me think, wow, the next 2 years are just low-key pointless. We'll get Ivan Cleary in at some point, and then that'll be great. But now to fight Salmon. It's just depressing. It's so deeply depressing. So I'm like, I might as, if results don't matter and we're getting Cleary as coach anyway, I might as well just want us to win, right? Beautiful offload from Tuala. Montoya, oh, he's held up by Farlongo. And Nari Tuala did an outstanding job there. But Farlongo with an absolute try-saver there on Marcelo Montoya. And a really, really vital part in the game when the Dogs are humming. Absolutely humming. Hello, SC Skipper. How you going? I don't want Ivan Cleary to be the Blues coach because I'm not ready to learn how New South Wales felt during the Queensland dynasty. There is no guarantee whatsoever that Ivan will be a good representative coach. Craig Bellamy was not. And when I look at Bellamy's characteristics, I would think that it would be much better suited to Origin than Cleary's. But, so let's give it a go. You absolutely give it a go. That was one of the great try-savers. It really was on a bigger man as well. When you're such a small body, and like Fa'alongo is, that was brilliant work. Excuse me. Penalty Storms is 2, 1, 2. Penalty goal. Take it. Let's see. It was. Oh, it's really not. It's not late contact. I think that's poor, to be honest. I think that's very poor. They might have been able to challenge that and win. In fairness, so yeah, they're going to go 2 here. The ruling has been miscategorized there. It's not a penalty for late contact. It's a penalty for a shove. Just a push. Yeah, not good. Not good. And there's a lot of momentum that the Dogs had at this stage in the game that has just been sucked up. It's gone. The only series Blues lost 3-0 in the 8-in-a-row era was with Bellamy as coach. Yeah, let me look at this stat because I mean I've gained a bit of a reputation, which I didn't want, but it was sort of going to be inevitable, of publicly tearing into Laurie Daly. And I've had people like messaging me about it stuff in good ways, but like I don't want to be known for a negative thing, but still, it's what I believe. But his win rate in his first state as Blues coach was 40%, despite winning 1 of 5 series. So it's interesting. Like I remember, I knew that to be true at the time. We would always go and lose 2-1. Oh, hang on, I've just updated the wrong side of the scoreboard here. But yeah, he couldn't clinch it. And you can make an argument to say that against an incredibly good Queensland team full of immortals, to go 2-1 consistently is actually a decent result. Which I would give some credence to if he hadn't come back in and stunk up the gaff last year. So, the other angle showed rapping, should have challenged. Yeah, well, he had the ability to and did not. When you get back to school, how much are you going to lock in compared to the previous stint? I've got to lock in a bit, even while I'm up here in Sydney. I've got an essay to write before I go back down. Which should be fun. No, smart guy. The channel is the games channel is not dead. It's just active in the off season, so that's all good. You can leave it there. All right, kick there from inside the Melbourne Storm half, down to find Kiraz, and he steps away from one very nicely there. The kick chase, sorry, from the Stormsters was not good. Not good whatsoever. It was basically one man. So, honestly, if when Queensland wins State of Origin by Game 2, very possible under laws, I want to try and start an English-style footy chant with the Blues and Maroons fan at Suncorp that goes, na 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 na. Wait, hang on. Loz has lost his job, lost his job, Loz has lost his job. I'm confused. I thought I knew the chant, and now I don't. That's the hey, 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 goodbye. Or is it hey, Jude? Hey, Jude style. But yeah, like, we need more fan chants. I don't know. We're never going to get it. We exist in a different sporting culture than the English, but there's no reason why we should. There's no reason why we should. Daddy Oxamuman, thank you for following on Twitch. I'm not going to thank Lorenzo because I know I see through you, buddy. I see through you. Thoughts on the budget? I know if you were the person that asked me this before, I still have not really sat down and had a good look at it. Let me tell you, over the last 2 weeks, in total, I've had maybe 2 hours of leisure time. Genuinely. It's been balls to the wall. It's been full on. So, Stormsters? Yeah, Melbourne Stormsters. What's wrong with Melbourne Stormsters? That's literally what they're called. All right, Tolau. Wait, it's not Tolau, it's Satric. Satic or Satric? I think it's Satic. It is, in fact, Satric. Who he's in at dummy half. Or Hughes. Hughes is saying challenge immediately here. Hughes is saying challenge. He is adamant, absolutely adamant as soon as he got up there. Challenging again here, the Melbourne Stormsters. Honestly, the Origin Arena is lacking for team chance. Queenslander and Cattle Dog a great chance, don't get me wrong, but for the biggest NRL rivalry, we have a lot to improve on. I think just our sport as a whole. Burton, yeah, he's definitely had the arm around the ball and stripped it free. Yeah, knocked it on. Yep. Yeah, knock on Bulldogs. Yeah, great challenge. Great challenge. Great challenge. The budget, you mean Budget Direct, the #1 insurance provider? I, in fact, do not. Other insurance options are available. I'm not sponsored by any. Definitely not Danny has followed. That's very funny. Respect. Respect. Anyway. Flats forehead. Yeah, Leaguie definitely ain't getting a house or apartment. Well, one thing I do know about it is that I'm slightly more likely to, but that the impacts are going to be felt more positively at the end of the road. One thing that stands out to me, as Melbourne knock it on, and I say this again because of my media obsession, it's fascinating to see the media coverage of it coming out so hard against it, trying to make people think that it's all really bad. I hope you lot are able to see through it. Because when you see Murdoch press coming out in force against something, be skeptical about that. Because there's an incredible amount of vested interest there that is not the interest that you have. Let's put it that way. About Stephen Colbert, not a big fan of his opinions, but My Cartoon President was pretty funny. Definitely funny. I love him as someone who does agree with his opinions, and he's just into the same things he's into. He's not the most, incredibly funny person, but I think he is funny. And yeah, just as I say, that show was part of my routine, and I definitely going to be welling up watching that last episode when I do. All right, Burton now. Oh, jeez, he's stepping everywhere. Matty Burton's running game's absolutely brilliant. Watson, I will turn down the whistle. I had turned it down before. They score here. They score here. Rinakaba for the corner. It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong, ladies and gentlemen. The dogs are in again. That is brilliant. They have done so well to just hang in this game, the doggies. Matty Burton is carrying this team on his back. Sherry with a brilliant break there. Back in field, Burton, space on the replay. Look at that. Fa'alogo with a very solid tackle on him, but played it. Got it to find Galvin immediately. Such a quick play of the ball. Space out wide. Rinakama, easiest try ever. Ever. Look at that. Kick to come. It's going to be a 2-point ball game, folks. Thoughts on Wemby potentially winning a championship before Luka or James Harden? I think Harden winning a championship is unlikely. Luka's got enough time ahead of him, most likely. Assuming I'm getting his age correct, in the mid-20s. But yeah, Wemby. One of the threes he hit was insane. But yeah, anyway. As a New South Welshman, I'd love to be there and chant, we lose every year, we lose every year. You're nothing special, we lose every year. That's so good. Yeah, I might actually do that. If it's the end of the game and we're losing, I might actually start that up. That'd be so funny. That would actually be really good. I'm going to try to remember that. Legman, you should sit on your bed. I would if I could, but I can't because this is actually a green screen. None of it's real. Matty Burton with the kick. It's not a gimme. But he's kicked all the goals so far tonight, and has to make it a 2-point ball game in order to open up that 2-point field goal option. We're a long way away from it. 22 minutes to go, but could be important coming back end of this game. We know he's capable of them. Yeah, so that's not completely true there, the Gangsy. I was just going with the terminology used by the person in the message. Burton's got it. Burton has got it. 18 points to 20. With a brilliant 20 minutes yet to come. Look at just... Matty Burton has some games where he just turns it on and he looks like an absolutely premier player. Warwick couldn't get it on the intercept there. Rinakama, easy as you like. Did the Storm even leave the sheds at halftime? I think definitely they've made errors that have cost them. However, Dogs have just come out firing, and the way that they've been able to break the line. Yes, Melbourne should be making those tackles, but the intent that they're showing is very special as well, and deserves credit. So, would your dad agree with that statement? Presumably. Remember. Oh wait, no, that's not what he said, was it? He did say I went to school. That's true. Yeah, but that's because he is unable to get over the fact that his little boy's all grown up. So, all right, off the kickoff. Yeah, immediately Sherry in a bit of space. That's a double effort there. It's going to be 6 more. Ding, ding. It's all Dogs right now. I don't like it. I don't like it very much, personally. Seven hasn't been bad. He isn't playing lock. He's on the edge. Coincidence? Surprise. Wow. Shocking. All right, Burton now to find Sherry. Sherry's been very involved. I'd love to see. I'll have a look at the meters that he's gained. By the way, I am, among other things, once my exams are done, which is going to be in around a month's time, I'm going to work on a lot of stuff to improve my streams. And among one of them is going to be a live stat website for me to consult throughout my streams. 188 run meters from Bronson. I saw up at Magic Ground, I ran into Random Stats Guy, and he has just this incredible website that he's personally put together. It looks super effective, and I'm gonna do something similar myself. So, yeah. What's worse, Dutch weather or British weather? They're pretty much the same, in fairness. I like them both, though. I would take it over Australian weather. I don't know why. I like the cool, stormy days. I think they're kind of cool. Awesome. Hot, true take. KO Stadium's the best NRL stadium of all time. If Leaguie doesn't agree, it's scientifically proven he prefers AFL over NRL. Well, you've kind of talked me into a bit of a corner there, haven't you? So, Utama Kamanu now, up over the 30. Back out there on the field. Tolau giving it to Fa'alogo, who gets a solid 10-meter run, but they're going to be kicking from inside the 40 here. Hughes kicks it from actually just outside it. It's got a lot of good length on it. Kick was very solid and defensive lines up there. They've done well, to be honest, to get the Dogs starting this set on their 20, given where Melbourne ended it. That's not very fair, Steve Hanson. Jesus. Fun fact, I only have Salmon in my Supercoach team because Thomas Cant was elite scratching about a month ago. This is the first week I played him. Good week to play him. Very good week to play him. League, will you become Fox League production quality minus streaming the game illegal, by the way? Probably not. Because they have an entire team of people and like an insane amount of money behind them. But it would be something where like, you know, say a player scored a try, I can look at this website and give you a fun fact about them. Bird's in hella space, tries to step aside far longer, is tackled here, but there's still one more to go. We'll get a quick play of the ball. Oh, he can't quite. The ball was sort of trapped between his legs. Ended up with Underhill. Now King. He puts boot to ball. There's space out wide. Could take Moses Leo. If we've got a whistle, we have. It's going to be a penalty. Offside. Dogs will get a fresh set here. Jeez. Matty Burton. He's on an absolute rugby league tear at the moment. Let's see here. He's got, according to NRL.com, only 150 run meters, and I find that egregiously difficult to believe. Insanely difficult to believe. Look at that. Yeah, offside there was Moses Leo. It was a good take. Had to happen. But Max King with a kick. How about it? How about it? George, I did ages ago. Leaguie understood my reference. Come on, you cannot tell me that would be an English level champ. It would be an English level champ. And for want of a better term, hang on, did Leaguie swear is here, so I'm not going to swear. I was going to swear, but I won't. The S-word housery of it is quite funny. But I think we exist in a culture that would not take well to that, unfortunately. Who's better, Matt Burton or Matt Buxton? For those who don't know, Matt Buxton is Matty the Water Boy. Well, I only know one of them, and Matt Buxton is an absolute legend. He is so nice. He's truly just an incredibly kind person, and I haven't had even that much to do with him, and you can just tell with some people. They're taking the two here to level us up here at 20 points apiece. But yeah, Matt Buxton, that's my vote for sure. Thoughts on the Warriors re-signing future Queensland legend Tanmar Boyd? It's been a tough week for him, obviously, but it was nice viewing, seeing him reveal that at the training session, 3-year deal. I'm surprised that they've gone 3 years with Nathan Cleary off contract at the end of next year. But I wonder if they, as Dogs get this kick, I wonder if they potentially might still go for Nathan Cleary when he becomes available and play Tanwar as a 14 maybe, or as a 9. Does Matt Buxton know what shape the Earth is? I would assume so. It's never come up in conversation, but I would think so. Leaguie, will Vi be able to access the website? I think I will. I don't know if you will. I doubt it. I don't want to pay to host a website. I also don't think I could, because I'd be getting all my information from NRL.com, and I don't think that's publicly just able to be taken. But it would be for my own personal use. It's not going up particularly, but I do as much as the next guy. I recently watched the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy. Have not watched the modern ones in full, but I did plan to. Alrighty. You think Boyd would have been Queensland 7 if he wasn't injured? No. I think he should have been, but the way that Millicent has spoken about Sam Walker, I think he would have picked Sam Walker. All right, up over the 40 here are the Doggies on the 4th. 20 points B, 16 minutes left. This is rugby league, folks. And the Dogs are the side coming home with the wettest of sails. Tupanua now to find Tuala. Leo has to come in field to make the tackle on him. Had Marcelo Montoya outside him. Couldn't find his winger wearing number 20. Burton hoisted in the skies. Farlongo's underneath it. Got very big on it. What a take, but what a tackle there from Marcelo. That's a big, big moment there. Did well to see it field in the end for Alongo. The sequel trilogy doesn't exist. It's fake. It's so bad. Well, I haven't seen it, but I'm quite happy not having seen it as well. Remember when Penrith just kept losing and then they said, F-Hook's game plan, we're doing things our way, and dragging back at the end of games? This is the Dogs when they North Serrano and A and B. I do have a bit of a memory of that, yes, which was quite amusing. That's back when Penrith were kind of, you know, a fun team to watch because you didn't know if they were going to win or lose. And Evra has seen the Dogs come up with the ball here, by the way. Sherry's with the ball. He's been tackled here out wide. This is a huge set in the context of this game. If Melbourne concede here, there's a real chance their heads go down. If Melbourne keep them out here, it could be a very, very inspiring moment for them. We've got a whistle here. It's going to be a knock-on from Underhill. Rough. Very rough. But it was a knock-on. They're not going to challenge it by the looks of things. Melbourne get away with one there. The kick from Burton was insane, by the way. Least controversial opinion you hold? That oxygen is difficult to live without. Most likely. What did you think of the Tigers bye game tonight? Honestly, feel like specifically Sione Fainu could have done more. I feel that it was a game that was kind of set up for him to break it open as he came onto the field, but didn't have the impact that I might have expected. Buller was good though at the back, as well as Luke Lolili. Actually, I mispronounce that myself sometimes, but the NRL commentators, they always get that wrong and it annoys me. It's not Laolii, it's Lolili. But anyway, it was rough. Leaguie oxygen is actually poisonous. It just kills you over 80 to 100 years. That's why you decline as you age. Yes, but without it, we would last a lot less than that. As Underhill successfully charged this down, oh my rugby league days he has. Bro, Jack Underhill's actually having the most insane time of it. As he's saying the field of play, no, it's ruled a knock on. They might challenge this. They will challenge this, the Dogs. Salmon ordered to go away there. He was happy to go with him at the referee Wyatt Raymond there. Don't want to get penalised for dissent. Salmon chatting up Ultram. Ultram is the touch judge, isn't it? True Ultram. Underhill's coming off the field. He's being interchanged off. And he's got a standing ovation. Love that. Let's see here. I think Hughes has tackled Underhill without the ball there. To be honest, I think it might be a penalty. It's a successful challenge, but I actually feel it should be a penalty to the Dogs. What a moment for Underhill, by the way. Where did they see a knock on there? Jeez, I think you're witnessing a bit of a moment here, folks. Is he going to get back out on the field? He is. He's hurt. He's waiting on the sideline here. I don't know if they've got the interchange properly sorted here. No, he's heading back out. They've just given him a standing ovation as he's come off and is back out on the field. I think as he has to be the player to play the ball, maybe. Crazy work. Have we got another debutant here? Jed Reardon. I can't see him listed as having any appearances. Oh, was that a knock on my door? I think it was. We have a very wet dog here, folks. We have a very, very wet dog. He's just gone underneath the desk. Oh, I'm just going to give her a little pat. Just going to give her a little pat. They have to uninterchange Underhill to play the ball. That's so funny. That's so funny. And what he might have come off straight away actually there. I didn't see. I love my dog so much. It's been about a month since I saw her. I'm absolutely means the world to me. I'll get her up on the bed before the end of the game. Here we go. Doggies. It's been all them in the second half. Let's see what they can come up with here. Kicking behind on the fourth. Oh, that's not been cleaned up properly, but they do end up with it. Oh, Warbrick not happy with the debutant there for a bit of head contact. Joe something. Started with that. Jed Reardon. Jed Reardon. Shout out to him. Yeah, wasn't happy with the head contact there was Will Warbrick. But anyway. Thoughts on a future Queensland spine of Walsh 1, Dearden 6, Walker 7, Paddy 9? Scary. There's a video that I wrote 2 years ago that never got made. And I still want to redo it as a concept at some point, but it's the future of Origin. Not from a like logistical perspective, but literally like looking at basically who in the comp is under 23 eligible for New South Wales or Queensland, and looking at like which state's going to be stronger moving forward. And at the time, Queensland was a notably stronger side on potential. I don't know if that would still be true now, but with that spine, yeah, that seems scary. That seems very, very scary. Currently, just want you guys to know, underneath the desk here, I'm giving Coco just the greatest of belly rubs with my left foot. Burton's just such the danger man today. Geez, nearly got through there. One more to go here for the doggies. Hayward to find Lockie Galvin. Kicking behind. Oh, it's been knocked on there by Satrick. 6 more rugby league tackles for the doggies. This entire half has been dogs on the Melbourne line. Hayward. Geez, this is tough areas here for the Melbourne Storm boys. Thompson in a dummy half. Giving it out to find Galvin. Knock on to Panua. Farlongo with it now. Jesus. Melbourne have not had an opportunity in this second half, bro. You have feet, impossible. Only one. Only my left foot specifically. Oh, what a tremendous little doggy. Gabriel Satrick to kick a field goal in the 74th minute. I would celebrate that massively. I want Melbourne to win. It would be so funny if Melbourne won. An under-strength Melbourne Storm side still getting the job done. You say that, but I think a future New South Wales spine of weeks 1, Strange 6, Katoa 7 is just as scary. I don't know how many junior 9s New South Wales has coming through the grades. Strange 6, Katoa 7, yes, I agree. I think we have you beaten in the halves. Oh, straight over the sideline there, the Storm. In the attacking 40, so it's not the worst place to turn the ball over, but geez, the intent the Dogs are showing right now. Weak speed, the fullback, I don't know about that. Good player, very good player, got a lot of potential, but a little bit one-dimensional, and he's Papping out a style where he relies on space, and I don't think you have that space in Origin. So it concerns me once Tedesco and Edwards retire. Tedesco obviously retiring sooner than Edwards, but who's next up in that department? Will you swear if it happens? If Gabriel Satrick kicks a field goal in the 74th minute, yes, I will. Sure. 100%. Hayward, future New South Wales 9, I don't know about that. Maybe, but he doesn't seem like an elite tier 9. He may well develop into that. Jeremy Marshall-King was not an elite tier 9. It certainly is now, but we'll see. We'll see. As a law student, what are your thoughts on metal drink bottles? I have none that particularly pertain to me being a law student. Anyway. They need to change eligibility so Bullock can play for New South Wales. He's eligible for Queensland but wants to play for New South Wales. What a legend. Shouldn't change it so you can play for whatever state you want to, respectfully. But anyway. Alright. Yeah, I'm now trying to think of New South Wales 9s. I don't know. Yes, Smart Guy, I did talk about Triero close to the start of the stream. I was muted at the start of the stream. It would have been like 10 minutes in, but I don't know exactly when. On the 4th tier of the Storm, they're going to get to about the halfway line, which is the bare minimum of where you want. We're now in field goal territory, for field goal time. Certainly not field goal territory. So it's about the territorial battle from this point out. We're going to see a very physical battle over these next 8 minutes. To be fair, it's very interesting how every decade the Origin dominance in terms of talent flips. 80s was Queensland, 90s and early 2000s were New South Wales. Late 2000s and 2010s was Queensland. 2020s has kind of been an outlier with Blues having the better potential, best team on paper, but it's been let down by coaching decisions by Fittler and Daly. Yes, and let down by injury. Like we haven't been able to put Tedesco and Trbojevic and Latrell, you know, together for more than one series in the centers. Latrell once again unavailable for Origin 1. So it's been unlucky for sure. But yeah, coaching decisions definitely coming into it. Burton, dummies goes himself. Bro, pretty much when Burton has the ball in this game, just tackle him. He's not passing it. He's not passing it. Galvin will kick. They were 30 meters out. I'm surprised they didn't set up for a field goal there, attempt. But anyway, it's back here off the Storm. Farlongo's got it, but the Bulldogs are all over them here. They have the Storm coming out of their own end. A penalty can transform the result of this game as it stands right now, but the Dogs are so on top, and they have the more noted field goal kicker in the form of Matt Burton. Oh, Dogs, after a knock-on, Sherry gives it to Rinakama, try time, and that might be the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. The Bulldogs arena for Melbourne era, it's been the story of the night, at least the story of the second half. Melbourne making mistakes. The Dogs take the lead, and that might be enough to get them the 2 points. Look at that. Who was it? Was it Will Warbrick? And they just got the ball straight out wide to Rinakama immediately. Couldn't stop that one at Tavalu Lasati. Yeah, it was Will Warbrick. He has really poor moments, Will Warbrick. He does. And that's a costly one. That's as costly as anything there. Wowzers. Biggest pain forgetting to submit your tips on time. Yikes. I want to see who I tipped. I can't live streaming, unfortunately, but I can't remember if it was Dogs or if it was Storms's. Can't wait for Yakub's anti-rage video. I love what he's doing. It's very funny. It's very funny. It's like there's other content creators that are just very screamy, but I think he adds like quite clever comedy into it, which is a nice little additional angle to it. Do you prefer the games being more high scoring? I do not. But the numbers show that new fans certainly do. So, the Dogs fans, the few that came out tonight, they've got something to celebrate. It's been a long time. Been a long, long time. His George Dragons fan says, I'm Pat Carrigan's second cousin. That might be true. But I don't believe you. Unfortunately. Because of the amount that you say things that aren't true, specifically. Young New South Wales 9 options, Pascoe, Riley Smith, or De Silva. De Silva, I think, is the one that stands out. How old is Pascoe? I, for some reason, assumed he was not young. Yeah, he's 26. He's 26, he's not young. Leaguie tips Storm on ESPN. Damn. No, I'll probably tip Storm on everything else as well. Yeah, Talon De Silva would be the one, though. Which NRL fans do you consider to be the most plastic fans in the league? Probably Roosters, I think. Definitely not all of them, as evidenced by myself. Lifelong Roosters fan through good times and bad. But I think that when we're going well, we have a fair number of bandwagoners. However, in terms of, if you're defining plastic as just bandwagoner, then it's definitely Bulldogs. 100% it's Bulldogs. All right, kick there from Matty Burton. It's out wide. 5.5 minutes left. The game's not done, but Melbourne need a try, which they have not scored in this second half. Their last try was in the 23rd minute. So, yikes. League, I've never gotten perfect tipping. Well, every Magic round that I go to, I have a tradition of putting a $1 bet on trying to tip a perfect round. And this year was the first year that I didn't do that because I don't have a sports bet account anymore, and I didn't want to set one up just to do this little tradition. So I didn't do it. I tipped 7 out of 8. Actually would have been 8 out of 9 because I would have included Women's Origin in it. The only game I tipped incorrectly was the Roosters-Cowboys game, which is funny. So I'm glad I didn't put the $1 on, because that would have made me even more sad about the Roosters' loss. I thought you didn't bet. That is the one specific instance that I would ever normally bet. And it's $1. So it's not really anything. But yeah. Do you want to play Two Truths and a Lie? Well, I could, but I wouldn't believe the ones you would say are truths and the ones that you would say are lies. So not really much point. All right, 5 minutes to go. Farlongo now. Yeah, he's tackled well there by Matt Burton. Absolute man of the match performance here from Matt Burton, by the way. Outstanding. How does betting work if you get 8 out of 9, are you winning money, or does it need to be perfect? My style would have been you have to get a perfect round. So I would not have got the money. Good offload there to Watchalong now. That's important. They need more of that. Again, though, he's tackled by Matty Burton. Turns in a dummy half. Now to find Moses Leo. Not the best of runs, only about 5 meters. We should do a checkbox night. Would that work on stream? Actually, I think it would work on stream. That would be chaos. Might be fun, actually. I might do that as a Discord thing in the off season. All right, big old kick up in the air. They don't need to score off every set, the Storm. Oh, penalty Stormsers. Penalty Stormsers for an escort. They've got to challenge it. They've got to challenge it. That's huge. That's huge. They will challenge. They will challenge. They have the challenge. Will Warbrick milked the ever-living hell out of it. Ever-living hell out of it. I want to see it again before I say whether I think it was an escort or not. Let's see here. I don't think that's an escort. I don't know if that's an escort line, to be honest. I think Anari Tuala is running towards the ball. This angle will show it. Oh. I think it's probably okay. This call could define the result of this game, and I hate when the bunker's in this position. Because they're going to support the live decision, I think. But no matter what way this falls, people are going to be upset. Thank you, Stella, for following. Much appreciated. It's going to be successful. You know what? I am happy that we have got a bold call there from the bunker. Bold call. Successful challenge. Successful challenge. I think that will result in a lower amount of hate from fans. But you wait. Any of you lot that have Instagram, you go in the comment sections of the NRL's posts of the scoreboard after this game, and you will see a bunch of fans being like, oh, Anari Tuala could just run an escort line. Bunker rigged as usual. And if it was the other way around, you would have seen, oh, we're just making up escort lines now. Bunker rigged as usual. Anyway. Yeah, so George Dragons fan, I'm not really that keen to do it. As I said, I don't know. I don't really believe that your truths are truths anyway, respectfully. So this will likely be 4 out of 9 games won by Melbourne after leading at halftime. I know, because they're not going to win. The resulting record will be 4 out of 9 games won by Melbourne after leading at halftime. That's incredible. That's so low. That sound is very loud. I have turned it down actively. Watchalong's knocked it on. He's knocked it on, and it's just not happening for the Stormers here. Burton gets it. Should have kept going on with that, Matt Burton, because the worst result that would have happened is no advantage ball for the doggies. They've scored here through Jacob Carraz. That's the win. That's the win, and it is. Look, I guess an origin-impacted Storm, sure, but this is a dog side that have been absolutely down and out, and they've got it done. You gotta be a little bit happy to see it, I reckon. Just a tad, just a tad. Was he tackled in the air? Oh, it might have been tackled in the air by Watchalong there. But anyway, we've moved on from that. I'll be real, I think that was an unfair challenge on Watchalong, but regardless. There's our season gone. I don't know what to do now. What's Melbourne's record? Because it's not looking good, Brev. I'll be fundamentally real with you. So that will be 4 and 8. So to get to 12 and 12, you have to win 8 of your last 12 games. I know what your record is like. But that would seem an unlikely thing. if there's a side that could do it, I think it's you. That's the thing. But 12, you know what? 8 for 12 is not. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. You know what annoys me about this as a Roosters fan? You play us next week, and you are going to be absolutely desperate. Montoya's knocked on it to far longer, but it doesn't matter. It's a tackle from before. There's a Am I wrong? Did we not have a tackle that took place? Yeah, we had a tackle that took place. They can't go back. So, yeah, Melbourne are going to be absolutely desperate against the Roosters next week. That's deeply upsetting. Goal for Matty Burton. I don't think that try... Well, no, okay, the try should have stood. I think that the knock-on against Marcelo Montoya probably should have been called. It would have been a double knock-on. But anyway, it doesn't really make a difference. So, yes. I got to get the Dragons to overtake Storm. That would be mad funny. We are a long way away from that happening. We're a very, very long way away from that happening. Imagine breaking the Bulldogs' losing record, kick Melbourne out of the comp. I would be in favor of that. Absolutely in favor of that. But I'm now, like, actively, what I'm thinking about is how incredibly terrified I am that Melbourne are going to come out with a vengeance next week in Melbourne. Because that's like, that season on the line stuff. That would be, they're needing 8 wins from 11 games. Can it get yet another challenge? Bulldogs are challenging. Okay. How many challenges do we need tonight? I think Bundaberg have come in clutch here for themselves. We said the same after Broncos beat the Storm weeks ago. Then they lost 7 in a row. That they'd come out with a vengeance. Yeah, no, sure. But I don't think it means it's untrue. The Giants are now looking at Cleary, Horsburgh, and Winston Neville. The Huddersfield Giants or the New York Giants? It's an eclectic mix of people. All right. Might as well go for the Dragons. Might as well be coached by Seabold. Might as well watch AFL. I love this, by the way. 1 year, Storm fans have a team that is mid. And they're saying, might as well go for the Dragons. Might as well be coached by Seabold. Might as well watch AFL. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing, Lorenzo. Absolutely embarrassing. Oh, okay. I see the George Dragons fan. Good stuff. Good stuff. Storm fans are fake fans? Maybe. Maybe they're the most plastic fans, actually. But you don't know because they've always been good. So we don't know if they all disappear when their team is bad. Or maybe just Lorenzo specifically. Okay. I think that was successful from the Dogs again. Anyway. They have the ball, that's what matters. Mid, you're calling us mid? We are not mid, we are worse than mid. You are mid. You are mid. Look, mid doesn't literally mean middle in colloquial terms. Boys are getting into it, by the way. I haven't used the soundboard whatsoever, but let's send it.
Oh, what about that? Send him off! Send the dressing gate off! Get him off the field! That was diabolical! That was absolute diabolical!
Absolute diabolical. You know what was not absolute diabolical? So I was, after a birthday party yesterday, I went to a nightclub in Canberra called 122. Definitely the best nightclub in Canberra. And the Dolphins were there. Not all of them, but about 10 of them after getting the win against the Canberra Raiders. Which was very cool. Some of my mates got photos with Felice Kafusi, Bostock, Brad Schneider. But up on this table, because there's a DJ booth, but next to the DJ booth there's this like bar table thing. Kurt Donahue just jumped up on this table and was busting the like most remarkable moves you've seen in your life. I love it because it's like, look. With all due respect to Kurt Donahue, he's not the most superstar player, but he was a superstar that night. Getting up with what he did, absolutely outstanding work. Loved it from him. Really, really good areas. So one of my mates, who's a girl, tried to hit on Jack Bostock, a little unsuccessfully, unfortunately. But it was very, very cool to see them. And me and some mates were doing these ones to David and Afahu, and we got a fins up back, so that was very cool. That was very cool. All right, 15 seconds to go. Storms is lose. Storms is lose. Well, I'm deeply upset that the Dogs have got to win. But yeah, Storm, we may well get Storm out of the finals here. Leo with a run, but that'll be the end of the game. Solid run from him. Dogs get a win. Finally, it comes at a cost. Jacob Preston out injured, but yeah, all you want to do is 2 points. Wow. Thank you, Kat. Say, sleeping without taking a shower. Oh, I'm sleeping without taking a shower. Bad. Oh, sorry. Is sleeping without taking a shower bad? I'm very tired. No, I don't think so. I shower in mornings, so if it's bad, that's not good for me. Just go to bed. But thank you for resubscribing for your 3rd month as well. That's a lot of months. You can do a lot in 3 months. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Lorenzo, I hope you're joking, because watching AFL is a violation of the Geneva Convention, and I will promptly ban you from all League-related things if you are sincere about that. League, play the Bulldogs song, please. We will. Don't you worry, Georgie. We will. We will. Alrighty. So, I will not be streaming tomorrow, unfortunately. I have a wedding to go to, but I will be back on Sunday for Cowboys versus Rabbitohs, which will be a really, really entertaining game. I am looking forward to that. I'm going to switch scene right now, and I might mute myself, and if I'm muted, I'll just come back. Muted? No, I'm not muted. That's good. I don't know why it worked that time and not other times, regardless. Yeah, so come back for Sunday. Should be absolutely outstanding. And then we're back to normal programming from next week onwards throughout this tumultuous origin period. For fans of Leaguie games, throughout these periods where there's fewer streams to do, I do hope to be able to bring back a couple of gaming streams. The reason why it hasn't happened is that I'm currently in a very intense exam period. But once that clears up a bit, or potentially once that's over, I'll see what I can do. If not, they will absolutely be back during the off season, and I'll be streaming it even more frequently than I did last year. Anyway, that's all she wrote for today's game. Who's ready for a Bulldogs theme song as we see the stream out? Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.
With a great